Shalom, family. All praises to the Most High, God of Israel, our King, our Creator, our Savior, our Redeemer, our Judge. I've been reading through Exodus again, just getting a good understanding of what's going on. And so, as you can see, I have two of my Bibles right here. I don't subscribe to just the King James because these alphabet campers want to lock you into that book, and that's pretty much the primary book that has been promoted for the black community to have is the King James. And the King James will leave your ass dumbfounded. King James was not authorized by God to write the Bible, period. He was a homosexual, just like all these other old faggot ass niggas been running around. Now, if he was authorized by God to write the Bible, there wouldn't be a single stitch of this infiltrated lie in it. Okay? So you ought to understand he's working with these bastards. I mean, I don't give a damn. So, but what I wanted to bring down to is bring this here clarification to you. All right, today, in this day and era, they promote that yahawshi nonsense. You know, that, Jesus bullshit. Well, the idolaters that was that's being done today is the golden calf. Okay? The golden calf of the ancient days today is yahawshi or Jesus. Or whatever name they want to call this some bitch. Whatever they want to call it. This is your golden calf today. So, I just want to read a small excerpt out of Exodus 32 about what happened to the idolaters then and what's going to happen to the idolaters this time, right now, this time and era. Because like I told you, I'm just a warner. I'm just a watchman. Whatever the Spirit puts on me to bring out, whatever the Spirit is pulling me to go and dig and research, then once I've got the complete understanding of it, the Spirit's going to have me bring it out. That's just it. So that's what we're dealing with. So we're just talking about idolatry. Idolatry that is being done today is Christ crucified. Is yahawshi blessed? That nonsense. All right. So let's just get it right out the book of the law. The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3. You shall have no other gods before me. Now, don't Christ crucified say in order for you to get to your God, you have to go through him first? Don't they say that he is the Son of God, therefore making him a God? But the Most High says that ye shall have no other gods before me. So wouldn't that put Christ crucified, a God before your God? I believe that's correct. That would be. All right. So now let's find out exactly what the Most High is saying about that in the book of Exodus chapter 22 and verse 20. And this is what the Most High says. He says, whosoever sacrifice to any god other than the Lord, Most High God of Israel, must be destroyed. Yahawshi and shit must be destroyed. Your Christ crucified must be destroyed. You people that talking about you got to pray to Jesus before you get to the Father. You can't get to the Father except through the Son. Must be destroyed. You see how the Spirit is working with it? It's flat out warning you. You will be destroyed. So let's just go back to the book of Exodus chapter 32. And we're going to start at verse 25, because that seems to be where it starts at whenever Moses has come down from the mountain. And don't get it wrong, they use a bunch of wordplay in the book to make you think and give you the impression that Moses did something, that Moses was leading the people out. No, he wasn't. The Most High God says, I brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So Moses was just, the thing is y'all have to get off is the vessel. The vessel is not powered or operated by you. You're just in it. You're giving the impression that you're running something. You're not running shit. Because if he wanted that body to drop dead while you're walking down the street, he would make it do it. That's fact. So he led them out of there. And they keep trying to twist it, use a lot of wordplay in the book and stuff give you the impression of man doing something, and man can't do nothing. That's why the Most High said, "Don't put your trust in man, nor the Son of Man, and that cannot save." So the prophet called himself the Son of Man. This Jesus character in the book calls himself the Son of Man. So why the hell would you be putting your trust in him? You know, it is what it is. All right. The book of Exodus, chapter 32 and verse 25. Moses, and this is when Moses is up on the mountain, and we're gonna start at we're gonna start at verse 25. And Moses saw that the people were running wild, and that Aaron had let them go out of control, and so became a laughingstock to their enemies. So he stood at the entrance to the camp and said, "Whosoever is for the Lord, come to me." This is what Moses said. Whoever is for the Most High God of Israel, come to him. This is what the Most High said to all of you today. Whoever is for the Most High God of Israel, come to him. And all the Levites rallied to him. So they came quickly. All the Levites came to him. They're like, we here for the Most High. That's it. You know, I don't know what these other cats out here they on some bullshit. They got this goddamn cow they done made. These niggas is having orgy. They's going crazy out here. The heathen is still here with them because some of the heathen left out of there with them too. Don't think it was just all Israel that came out of there. No. There was some heathens out there. There was some wicked ass spirits on Israel coming up out of there too. So he had to handle that. All right. So whosoever is for the Lord, come to me. And all the Levites rallied to him. Then he said to them, This is what the Lord God of Israel says. Each man strap a sword to his side. You heard that? This is idolatry. This is your Christ crucified. This is your calf. This is your golden calf. Your yahawshi blessed. This is your calf. Each man strap a sword to his side. Go back and forth through the camp from one end to the other and kill all the idolaters. Over 3,000 brothers and idolaters were laid to death. You understand me? That's what he's telling you, making it plain and clear. And kill. Whether you were brothers, whether it was his brother, he would put to death. A friend, he would put to death. A neighbor, he would put to death. Everybody that was worshiping this goddamn cow was put to death. That goddamn golden calf today is that fucking yahawshi and that fucking Jesus. Your ass gonna get put to death about that bullshit. The Levites did as Moses commanded that, and that day about 3,000 of the people died. So it was 3,000 idolaters. There was 3,000 people that went against God that were put to death on that day. How many do you think you're gonna put to death today? Look at all these raggedy ass alphabet campers out here leading all these brothers and sisters astray. Look at them out here. Leading you astray. They got you worshiping the God of the dead. They got you serving something other than your God, and he tells you in the law that if any man sacrifice to any other God, say the Lord only, he must be destroyed. All these campers out here, all these raggedy ass, unlearned, unfit ass niggas calling themselves captains, bishops, and deacons. That's going to get you all put to death. And they're going to get it themselves too. Don't think they're going to miss the axe. Not only them, but the Christian churches. Them Pastor Pepperoni, he going to get tore off the frame. You can call Pastor Pork Chop down the block and be like, Pastor Pepperoni been dead. Somebody done come up in there and handle him. No, God done come up in there and handle him. That's who finna handle your asses today. The Most High God of Israel is coming to handle your asses. Not your yahawshi bullshit. Fucking idiots. But that's what it is. So your idol, let's get it right. Let's get it right out here. And this is what they trying to make Aaron. All of a sudden, Aaron is just aiding them in all this nonsense. I told you they have to bash our prophets. They have to bash our servants of the Most High God. They have to bash our leadership to make them seem like they are just vulgar and everything they do. No, the vulgarity was in our people. And it's always been in our people. That's why King Solomon prayed for the ability to rule these wicked freaking people, these rebellious ass people, the right way. He didn't pray for the Most High to destroy none of his enemies or none of that shit. Only thing he wanted to do is to be able to handle these wild fucking people that the Most High created. And you are some of the wildest some bitches. Y'all wilder than the fucking beast of the nation. Y'all hearing me? You are wilder than the fucking serpent. And he is a goddamn animal. This is a fucking problem in Israel. And then they tried to make it sound Aaron built an altar for the calf and all this here type of bullshit. Aaron should have been the first one heading up that mountain, calling on the Most High God. I'd have been like, you niggas is finna get it. I'm going straight to tell it. I'm not even wasting no goddamn time. Lord be right. Lord would be done come to me in a whole nother way and be like, boy, don't come another step, I'm gonna strike your ass dead. Be like, Lord, I would be the first one on your... Look, you see what they doing? I'm coming to tell you. I'm not trying to... I don't want you angry with me. I know you'll kill my motherfucking ass. But these mother down here, this is ridiculous. And that's what's going on today. Ridiculous. Like I told you in many other classes, if they'd have got their hand on the body, on Moses' body, Israel would have been truly fucked. Double fucked. If they'd have got their hands on that body, you'd have been screwed. Really, really screwed. Now there's a possibility, a chance. That's why I said only a remnant shall return. Because they didn't get that body. He's telling you, Israel, your golden calf. And they're talking about, they rose up. This is verse 6, 32 and 6. That's what he says. It says, and they rose up early in the morrow and offered burnt offerings and burnt peace offerings, and the people sat down and ate and drank and rose up to play. I mean, they got crunk. They were jiggy with it in front of their old little golden statue they had made. A cow. A fucking cow. Now y'all got the earth pig, Jesus, yahawshi. Now y'all got a pig, a swine, a filthy animal you're worshiping again. And he's going to put your asses to death. I just showed you where he said he's going to put your asses to death. I'm just warning you, family. As the Spirit moves me, I speak. As the Spirit moves me, I read. As the Spirit guides me, I research. As He instructs me, I learn. He teaches me. Nobody else. Nobody else. None of these old flugazy ass campers can't teach me or show me shit. Because these niggas is all idolaters. They're all polytheists. They're all pagans. And they, from them to the Christian church. And every single one of you, he's going to throw your asses in the lake of fire. After he send these death dealer angels loose to beat you to pieces. You're going to die a horrible death. And then you're going to be woke up in order to stand before your creator. So he can throw your punk ass into the lake of fire to scream and burn in agony for fucking ever. And you niggas deserve it. Every single one of you. You can be right in there with your heathen. Y'all want to get your little heathens in your camp? You want to bring these mamzas in and all of that shit? You're going to be right there in the hellfire with them. Congratulations. Hell will be overflowing, but its capacity would never be reached. Because he's going to put all your asses in there. He's going to put your asses in there with everybody. Y'all don't even get it. You don't even get it. All you silly little minded, you little tiny minds out there running around and stuff like that. All the little tiny minds running around with this is this and that is that. Yeah, it's gonna get it. But even when the Most High heard it said in verse 7, this is what it said: God's wrath against Israel. And the Lord said to Moses, Go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt. This is the Most High telling about. I brought these people out of the land of Egypt. Y'all got to get it. They try to twist words in here to make y'all think that Moses did something. No. God did it. I told y'all he's powering his body. I'm not. I'm not making it move the arm right now. This is just showing you that because of what I was about to actually think, it started reacting before I ever even did it. Before I even spoke, it's reacting. This is God doing it. I'm not doing nothing. I'm merely speaking to you right now. That's it. But everything else, I witness him every day, all day. Y'all don't get it. He walks me to work. He walks me from work. He drives me down the street. He takes me out of the car. He brings me in the house. He cooks for me. He feeds me. He provides for me. You don't get who's doing all of this. You think you doing something. And when people be like, oh, I'm so tired. No, you're not. The body is tired. Common sense. This is overstanding. It's depleting of energy. You are tired. You feel the depletion of the energy in it because once you're activated back in it, it seals the like being plugged into a light socket. It's like if you got a light bulb and it's not plugged into a light socket, it's not on. The body is the same way. You are the plug. Once you plug back in it, then you full run power. Whenever you out of it, it's just running on auxiliary power. I mean, it has power itself. It has over 70 trillion volts of electricity in it. Over 60 trillion, 70 trillion volts of electricity in it. So it has plenty of power itself, but it gets that from that extra, that initiation charge is running from God. You are just a set activation of it that turns it back on. That's where you go every night. You go back to your God every night and power back up every night. Because if you didn't, the soul would die. Being connected to this body, I mean, the soul can exist outside of itself, outside of the body, but it can only exist by the will of God. But overstanding be messing with y'all sometimes. But as the Most High said in verse 7, and the Lord said unto Moses, go get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way, which I commanded them. See, the Most High is telling you he's doing all this. They have made a molten calf. Your molten calf today is Christ crucified. Jesus crucified. Your yahawshi crucified. That's your molten calf today. And he's going to put your asses to death about it. And have worshipped it and have sacrificed unto it and said, these be the gods, O Israel, which have brought us out of the land of Egypt. So they made an image, just like they did today with this yahawshi shit. And this is the God that brought us out of Egypt. No, it ain't. So you telling me that bullshit ass image ain't the God that put us in this? I would be worried about the God that put us in this shit than worried about some make believe some bitch that's talking about, oh, I'm gonna bring y'all out of there. Fucking no, you can't. I trust in my God, and him only do I serve. Just as the true prophet said in Luke 4:8. Get thee hence, yahawshi. Get thee hence, Jesus, for it is written. Get thee hence, Satan. Satan is your Jesus. Satan is your yahawshi. For it is written, thou shalt worship and serve the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. So I follow the true prophet. I don't deal with that yahawshi Bashim bullshit or that Jesus bullshit. It's just going to get you killed by the Most High. He made it plain and clear to you. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. John 14:6. You can't get to your Father except go through me. Motherfucker, do you not understand that's a God before, that's so-called God before your God? And if you don't know that he's claiming to be a God, then maybe you need to read John 1 again. John 1:18 over again, so that you see that this some bitch is calling himself a God, and you are making him into a God, so that makes another God that you're trying to put before your God, and that violates the law in 20:3 in Exodus. So that makes that in true violation of the law according to 22:20. And you will get the punishment. And that's what all these campuses are setting up for. So I just wanted to give y'all that the Spirit moves, the Spirit speaks, the Spirit guides. I just witnessed. Shalom, family.